Have you ever filmed yourself running or doing any athletic movement and watched the film back and noticed that you looked completely different than what you thought in your head? Today, we're talking to Brian, one of my athletes. He's 60 years old. He has a background in running marathons and half marathons, but his new goal is to improve his 400-meter time to sub 60 seconds. So I'm going to help Brian get there in multiple ways that we're going to cover in this video. And in the midst of our conversation, Brian asked, "Hey, how can I look like Noah Lyles when I sprint?" Brian brought up the fact that he's recorded himself so that I can help coach him, and that his running style doesn't necessarily look exactly like he thought it would. And it's completely normal and something that every athlete goes through, including myself. And you'll see the improvements that Brian was able to make in 1 week of training. First, we're going to go over some Achilles stuff, as his Achilles has been bothering him and what I suggest to improve that. Then we'll go over the film where you will see the changes in Brian's running form from week 1 to week 2. And believe me, it's worth it. It is drastic changes. And then we'll cover some programming things as Brian gets ready for the national. I hope you enjoy this conversation because we're going to go over your film and just see your improvements in real time. Because one of
Okay.
the things you asked me is, how soon can I look like Noah Lyles? And we're going to see that
Did
you're
I say
already on
that?
your way. Right. First, though, I'd like to discuss your Achilles a bit because
Okay.
I've dealt with that. I've had athletes that have dealt with that.
hmm
Um, so you told me that basically you. Well, first of all, before we do that, what do you think about this week in terms of load and how you were able to handle it?
Oh, it was good. I was actually going to do the workout that I did yesterday,
Hmm.
but that that win was crazy.
Yeah, man.
So, and so since I didn't do it yesterday, and I had thought about doing it on the treadmill yesterday too, I said, well, it's still windy. Let me go in. So I actually warmed up on the treadmill,
Okay.
but then when I um did like some speed and stuff because I was doing like the knees over toes backwards walking type stuff too
Uh-huh.
before I got started, and then just doing some other warm up stuff, which I had done some other warm up stuff prior to getting on the treadmill. So anyway, when I got it was like I just couldn't do it because of like it just felt like I was inhibited on the treadmill. And so
In
anyway,
terms of your Achilles, or just because the treadmill is not your
just because of the treadmill.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, um, so I decided to just go outside, try to find the best hill with the best grade and
Yeah.
with enough distance.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I went out and did that. And it wasn't that bad because the winds, they would they would surge for sure.
Hmm.
And then just when they died down, I just did my reps. And it was kind of coordinated with the time going up,
Sure.
coming back down.
Yeah.
So,
Um, yeah. The the grade of the hill is
mhm.
it shouldn't be extremely steep. It should be just slightly steep.
Yeah,
So I used to think that like the bigger the hill, like
the better.
the better for me.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of big hills in Berkeley.
hmm
But I learned not too long ago that like you don't actually want it that steep, right? You actually want to try to maintain good positions, and whenever it's too steep, you're going to be
Right.
basically in drive phase the whole time. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that's why um yeah, there are several hills. I went on to Quantico. And this hill doesn't have a lot of traffic because it's more leading into a parking lot. So
oh yeah,
that was one reason I chose it. And it's the least steep of all of them.
okay,
I don't know what the grade is, but you know,
hmm
it was it wasn't overly steep. Um,
Sure. And so after that, you notice a little bit of Achilles tenderness.
yeah, it's kind of like I've had the tendinopathy before, so
Okay. In your Achilles, both
yeah,
or one?
in both.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And so
So
before we met, uh, did you notice anything before we began our style workouts? Were you taking care of that as you began looking for coaching, or had that completely gone away for you and only recently come back?
it's always kind of present.
Sure.
So yeah, it wasn't. I don't think it was a training. Um,
And what kind of shoes do you wear?
I wear different ones, but I was wearing the have you ever heard of like the antiques? Yeah,
I don't think so. Do you have them?
yeah. What's that?
Do you have them near you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I can get them. I think they're, let
How
me
old are they?
see. I got them just like last month or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So yeah.
And these are what you always get, these type of
No.
shoes.
Oh no, these are
No.
new.
These are new style.
Yeah. So
And have they helped your Achilles problem or you haven't noticed?
I well, I don't really think they helped or hurt, but um so let me turn this light on. I'm on my phone today, so
Okay.
um but that's the shoe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks
It's
solid.
yeah. It's supposed to be an actual sprinter shoe.
Mm-hmm. Looks
Um
like it. Is it
yeah.
how stiff is that is the platform? Is the can
Yeah,
you
it
bend it
is.
real fast for me?
I'm sorry.
Can you bend it? Like show me how
Oh,
they bend.
yeah, hold on. See if I can
Maybe
prop this
give
up.
me yeah,
I'll just do it like that.
that's fine.
So it's
Okay, very
stiff.
yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's I saw it um online. There's a
Mm-hmm.
there's a guy, he's a I think he's a former Olympian. So he was promoting it. So
Mm-hmm.
and he uses it.
Okay.
So I figured I'll just give it a try. Um, but then I was using some on today. Um, they have a carbon plate in them. Um, but they're kind of like a trainer type shoe.
Mm-hmm.
But I hadn't used them in a while. But my Achilles was the same. It's like I said, probably since Friday that I noticed, like just before when I was warming up,
Mm-hmm.
that it felt tight or yeah.
Okay.
So it's not really. It's not like a soreness, like where you feel any type of sensation
Mm-hmm.
that is painful or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like uh almost like a tightness more than anything. So,
Are you able to touch it and isolate it with your fingers or
oh
only
yeah.
when you're moved? You can, when you reach down there, you can feel the sore spot.
Oh no, no,
No.
no, no. So
Okay.
it's like when it like it needs to be warmed up more than normal.
Right. So
Like I,
sometimes in the morning, you feel it a little bit as well.
mhm,
But then when you start walking around, it goes away.
yeah,
Okay.
like plantar fasciitis, because I've had that too. So,
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to be very cognizant of the surfaces we use as we move forward onto week 2 and week 3 and week 4.
mhm,
Where you've done well with your shoe choices. I'm just taking notes as well.
yeah.
We want to
So,
maximize our use of like soft areas, so
mhm,
the field as opposed to the concrete.
yeah. Oh, I
Um,
don't do concrete.
yeah. What
Yeah.
what what is the hill that you?
it was blacktop,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Okay.
So like yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But I was trying to think of places that would have the distance um that would be on grass, but I really didn't. I really couldn't think of anything.
Yeah. If you find a grass hill, that's a unique
Yeah.
hill.
Yeah, I didn't go over, but there's a park that's over in not that you're gonna know where this is, but in Occoquan. Um so
Okay.
uh it,
Great.
it might have the hill and the distance, I'm thinking.
Okay. Yeah. There's a few sand hills near me which are awesome. Um, and would be my preferred, especially with Achilles. Yeah, maybe not useful to you, but sand hills are my preferred method,
Yeah.
especially during off season. Um, okay, so we're just gonna keep an eye on that, and then you
Hmm.
keep letting me know if, as we continue training, if it what happens, and then we can cut off one of the workout days if necessary and see if it improves. And we will not only just cut it off, but we can replace it with a bike workout. Um,
Okay.
Keep some pressure off your Achilles because that is a problem for, like I said, a few people. Um, so we're
Yeah.
going to, or can you see the screen with yourself?
It's starting to is giving me the yeah, now I can.
You can see it.
Hmm.
Okay, so we're just going to watch a little bit of this here, which I've already looked over, and I just want to again point out the differences between. So these are going to be good for you, great for you. The have you been doing the ankle series from the warm up,
Yep.
the ankle hops? Yep. So jump rope will be good for you.
Yeah, I
Uh,
did
uh,
those this morning too.
okay.
So yeah.
I was actually going last call. I meant to tell you to. I feel like we went over a lot, but I wanted to tell you that jump rope would also be good for maintaining your ankle stiffness and all the other things that it's good for. But now that I found out about your Achilles, it's going to be really good for you,
Hmm.
uh, especially if you're able to do them with your shoes off. Uh,
Okay.
and we talked a little bit about, um, so for a lot of these, you want to just take your you want to operate a little smaller initially,
Hmm.
and just until you get the good rhythm down. I think we went over this on video, right? I said like though the beginning ones were actually great,
Hmm.
and then you got a little bit outside of your range of motion,
Right.
but
Right.
you really only learn that through experience. So it's
Right.
good that you're understanding this. And then these are just um so if I was there in person with you, I would again tell you we're going to slow down. We're going to almost begin doing them in place and just working
Hmm.
on a perfect form, and then we slowly move forward. And then once we are able to maintain our form as we're moving, then we can begin to speed up.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I
right.
did some more this morning.
Okay. And
So, well, I like some of them, like you said, I did some in place, just
mhm,
marching type things.
yep.
Um, and then I did some moving. The ones that I did slower, like you were saying, um, looked better.
Mhm,
And so I think it was just me trying to be anxious and to get to the point where I can move and move faster and still maintain form. But I looked at what I did today
mhm,
and I noticed that my lead leg, like the foot, when it came down,
mhm.
it was coming down. Oh, it wasn't coming down with
Yeah.
the other foot. So
Mhm,
it was either behind or in front of. I can't remember now,
mhm.
but um Anyway, it was incorrect because my form was jacked up after when I tried to speed up. So
Yep, totally. And that's what happens to every person that I train. Right. Sprinting is exciting, and even the term sprinting is like, well, we're getting after it, right?
yeah,
That's what we're up to. And
yeah,
obviously the answer is yes, eventually,
right.
but it does start slow and methodical, and then
Hmm.
you just kind of get bored. Like I specifically remember fall training and stuff being like, man, can you just let me go? I'm trying to run.
Right.
But like all of it is serving a purpose, which is
Hmm.
that as we begin to speed up, we want everything to look the same. If your 50% technique and form doesn't look the same as your 95%, then we haven't built you up correctly, if that makes
Right.
sense. So
Yeah.
you're telling me that maybe your 50, 60% looks awesome, and then your 70%,
Looks
75%.
terrible.
Yeah. So we're just gonna build you up. Um, I appreciate you taking all the video. I know it's an adjustment a little bit to get coached on every rep about
Hmm.
everything, but it's so helpful and
Yeah.
it's going to show me so much. You trying to grow on YouTube too, or are you just
No,
putting it up there for fun?
I only started putting it up there because I thought it would be easier just to send the links like that.
Yep.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Got to subscribe to you, but yeah, this is very helpful. Um, and so then these are were not bad. Um, I'm just looking at one thing now that we're talking about our Achilles. So watch your toes here. They're always going
Hmm.
to be angled down, and
Hmm.
we need some dorsiflexion. So we need them
Oh,
familiar with what dorsiflexion is.
yeah.
Yeah, so that will place pressure. Toes down will place pressure somewhere that it's not supposed to be, whether that's your ankles, your Achilles, your knees, your shins. It's going to show up somewhere. And
Okay.
for you, it might be showing up in your Achilles. That may not be the main reason why, but it's definitely not helping. So you
Hmm.
see how you those toes are always pointed.
Down.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Um, so we want those to be dorsiflexed.
Okay.
Um, I might have an example of that somewhere for you. You're going to say something?
Oh, no, when you said, am I familiar with the term? I am within the last few months.
Okay. All right. So it's
So,
new.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's,
So with the ankle drills and the jump rope, it's a chance to practice. You want your ankles to be able to, first of all, um, as well as the rotational series in the warm up,
hmm.
you need it to be multi-planar. You need to be able to, right? You need stable and yet flexible ankle joint.
Hmm.
Um, and so joints, we're going to operate in a circle. So the best way to get them warm and mobile. But you want to have your ankle be, excuse me, your toes be here, right? Dorsiflexion, plantar flexion. And so as you're doing your movements, this is going to help not only it's going to help everything. It's going to help your knees. It's going to help your cycle through. It is also going to help you hit under your hips rather than in front of you. Anytime I'm pointing my toes in the plantar flexion, they're going to be stabbing the ground, and that's a braking motion.
Mm.
So this is all braking motions that you're doing here. Boom, that's a break. That's a break, right? And you're doing a decent job of so heels off the ground. It's a little confusing, right? Because you want to be on your toes,
Hmm.
but you're hitting a little bit in front of yourself, so your hips are back. And then again, it's just going to put pressure in not the right places. So, same, I'm going to show you your lunges here in a second about how to improve those as well. But so my foot is flexed in
Hmm.
dorsiflexion, and then the concept of grabbing the track is where this comes into play. Where when I go to strike, now I grab. I'll go slow, right? Boom. Then I can grab, and then it cycles back through. So very briefly, are you plantar flexed as you're grabbing, and then it snaps? Does the act of snapping your dorsiflexion back up is what brings the leg also back through, and that knee comes back high. Is that making sense?
Yep.
Yeah. So something to work on that will be very helpful for you and hopefully help prevent any Achilles stuff. So for these lunges here is
Hmm.
another chance to practice dorsiflexion. Um, and so you actually, so you see how you're dragging this leg through.
Yep.
I think I'd said this on the film review as well. So I want you to begin. So this is the position I want you in as you go into your lunge, right? With the exception of that dorsiflexion. And then I want you to stay long in this leg and then
Hmm.
fall forward onto your lunge leg. Okay. So what this looks like is instead of dragging this leg through, you're going to step over this knee. You see your
Hmm.
left knee. I want you
Yep.
to step over it. So then that puts you in the knee up position. You following me so far?
Yep. Hmm.
And then you fall forward. And the reason I say fall forward is because it's almost like a depth jump. Do you know what depth jumps are?
I've seen them. I've not,
Yeah.
well, yeah, I know what they are. I've not done them.
Okay. We, as we advance in our plyometric day, I will incorporate some of them for you.
Okay.
Um, and they don't have to be anything crazy, right? They can be off this little bleachers on the side here. First of all, gotta rate your track. This is a beautiful, beautiful scene. We don't have as many seasons in California. It's kind of like hot and then like, medium cold. It never really gets that cold. So we don't have
Right.
as many seasons. So this is beautiful track.
Yeah.
Got nice grass hills here. Okay. So as you step over and you fall onto this foot, um, um, so try to back up here. So again, we're taking this. This is a great example of what you're going to look like.
Hmm.
So as this toe is flexed up in dorsiflexion, I want you to
Right.
also think about, and I'll provide this recording for you or I'll post it so you can maybe watch it back.
Hmm.
See how this heel is tucked underneath the butt here? We want everything to be at 90. So we want this straight, we want this straight, and then you want your foot coming out dorsiflexed up. So all the angles are kind of 90.
Right.
And then you hold that position as you fall onto the leg. Okay.
Gotcha.
And so what that requires you to do um is to when that foot hits, you're going to have to stop yourself from collapsing. Okay. And that motion of stopping yourself from collapsing is the exact motion that you're going to be using as you jump from foot to foot as you're sprinting. There's a little bit of I forget the term exactly, but right, everyone trains this eccentric move, these jumping motions to
Hmm.
get better, but if you neglect the landing portion to then be
Right.
able to respond again,
Right.
you're just going to collapse.
Is that the concentric or
Concentric, yes, thank you.
okay?
And I think that's correct. I, eccentric and concentric is correct. I just am not sure I'm using them correctly. But
Okay.
you want to have that. So that's exactly what depth jumps are. You jump from a high place, you go to a low place,
Hmm.
and the goal is to not collapse onto the floor and then be able to um, um, get back up off the ground. And so doing your lunges in the way that I'm describing them, I hope they make sense. And I do have video of how to do them correctly. Maybe as I'm working on uploading this, I'll do a layover of how to do them correctly.
Okay.
It's going to um, just be many chances of working on not collapsing, being stiff. Sprinting is about being stiff when you hit the ground because you don't want collapsing at all.
Right.
Um, okay, does that make sense?
Hmm.
So you're working all the correct positions as you lunge, and you're working on this decompression phase of our sprint, of this collapse phase. So as you hit the ground, you see how when you step forward and then you lower yourself down,
Right.
you will essentially be in this position as you hit the ground. This leg will be straight, and then this is the part where you stop yourself from collapsing, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And I will show you an example that will make it more clear for you. Okay.
Okay.
Also, always use running arms. So these arms,
Yeah.
right? Well,
Right.
we're always going to train. So a little bit different style. Again, I call them. I know in the warm up I have runners lunges as a stretch, but then inside of the workout I also will have runners lunges, which will be a bit different. Here, nice arms there. So just step over, hold that position, and fall onto that foot.
Yeah, I think I thought about it later.
Yeah.
The arms.
Hmm. And then here, I know you're thinking a little too much because you had the wrong arm, wrong leg, but that
Yeah.
only is because you're trying something new. You know, you're filming
Right.
whereas otherwise I didn't see that in any of the positions. So
Yeah.
uh, I'm not taking that for anything other than you're thinking about what you're up to.
Yeah.
If you're enjoying this conversation and you want to get your film reviewed and personal coaching, go ahead and click the link in the description and pinned comment below. Good. Nice skips here.
I did those and I did the ones with for uh length
Yep.
on I guess Friday. I think it was Friday. But it was it was so messed up because after doing the ones for height, it was
Hmm.
like I forgot how to just skip.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, what am I doing?
Yes. Well,
So,
there's a
but anyway.
variation that I did not include, which is skips for speed. Okay,
Hmm.
it's almost like if you were in a skip race, you were only allowed
Hmm.
to skip, but you go as fast as you can. The idea is that this exchange,
Hmm.
I got you in slow mo here, so I'm going to make it regular. So the idea is to make this exchange as quick as possible. Skip the time on the ground as fast as
Hmm.
possible, right?
Right.
Anytime I give those to my athletes, they are very confused and they forget how to skip. So it's funny you said that, right? Uh,
Yeah.
I did
I
not.
figured it out. It only took me about 10 meters, but then I
Yeah,
got it.
yeah, you'll get it. So again, that will that in addition to there's a couple of things I left off the plyo day because it's challenging,
Hmm.
especially initially. But skips for speed and depth jumps are some of the things that I include that we will eventually work up to,
Hmm.
or we will replace some of the other drills we've done with those because they're both important.
Yeah.
So this is what I wanted to really focus on because um, we're going to look at the big improvement that you made. Um, okay, so we talked about it where this is almost more like a fast jog rather than a sprint.
Right.
And then I sent you the video of people that you already know, and you say, "Oh yeah, oh," and actually these improve as you keep going here.
Yeah, it's on now.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to your wickets in a second, but
Hmm.
we're gonna do maybe a quick direct comparison to these strides. Look at how much more ground you're covering.
Hmm.
Um, and what I see is you figuring it out. And this is exactly what it looks like. So you're overstriding a bit with that right leg, but the left leg looks more in sync. I think you have to keep your left leg in sync because your right leg is overstriding a bit. This
Hmm.
one looks better. So you're just covering so much more ground, and it looks much more fluid of a movement. So not as bad when I slow it down. Just a little bit of overstriding, possibly,
Hmm.
but all part of the experiment. So my advice would be the same, which is to slow down just a bit and to stand up a bit taller.
Okay.
Okay. Um, um, Now we're going to look at the wickets. It looks like how far were these?
I think four,
How'd you measure
four,
these?
just with my feet.
Okay. Because
Yeah,
this looks further than this one, and
it
these look
does.
better, and this one looks further. But these seem to be the correct distance, and then you got a little long here. So we said in the chat that the first time we expect this, you're just figuring out the distance, and even the second time might be a little bit of figuring things out, but it'll be much better.
Hmm.
And so these are great. I'm a big fan that you have the ability to do wickets because they help a lot with posture, as we just discussed. I want you to, we're going to do this actually. So with the wickets, we just want to remain tall as you are. Look at, so you see the compression here in this leg.
Yep.
So we want that to try, and I understand maybe you're gauging distance and trying to figure it out as you go. So
Yep.
again, expected. Let's go ahead and move forward just so that, yes. So this one's much better. So
Hmm.
that's something weird about the distance there rather than like a
Yeah.
big flaw in technique. This one looks much better. If you've heard other coaches use like the figure four analogy where your legs are in a,
I just heard that like last night, I think.
yeah. So it's accurate. It's not something I actively coach because I don't like my athletes thinking while they're running. But as we're looking at film, we can go ahead and take a retrospective look and see, okay, there you go, figure four, nice.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so much better here. Um, although look at your right, your foot is on the ground here.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure, and but look at your hips, right? So
Yep.
you
They're
want this,
back.
yeah,
Yeah.
you want this stacked.
Right.
So that is the goal of the wickets. So if that means making them a bit closer so that we can achieve this, again, that's preferred, especially in this moment in time of our training.
Hmm.
Okay, and then we get a little bit outside of ourselves, but that's the goal is everything stacked.
Hmm.
Um, and hands on hips doesn't allow you to. We can sometimes use our arms to cheat a bit. Um, and then great hurdles. Huge fan. Um, so some notes are just you see how you're coming around the side here.
Hmm.
I need you to go directly.
Over the top.
Yeah, over the top. I'll show you. Uh,
Yeah. I've like my foot, when I watched it, like my foot was like dangling out
yeah,
and
yeah.
I
You want to.
was bringing it back in.
Yeah. So you want to
Yeah.
keep this connection. So heel close to your butt will help you not come over the side.
Right.
Uh, let me see if we have. We need the other trail leg. Oh, we're going the right. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So that is all good. Hopefully that made some sense
It
and can
did.
help you as you um maintaining those positions is that's why we do all the drills. If you're not maintaining the positions, then we're going a little fast, whatever the case may be. We just don't know. Because when you go to sprint, it's expected and normal that everything kind of falls apart a little bit,
Right.
which is why the drills have to be as close to perfect as possible. And then again, as we go to sprint, we just say, okay, how can we maintain those same positions inside of a sprint? Understanding that they're not like a lot like I'm over here helping you with the science part, which is what you should look like, angles and programming and stuff.
Hmm.
And then there's the piece of sprinting that is art. And that will be who Brian Howard is and how he interprets the science and what it gets expressed on the track. And so I'm cognizant of not correcting for art in on my athletes.
Okay.
And what that means is I don't expect you to look like a perfect robot sprinting because first of all that would be boring, and second of all we're humans and the art will express itself as it chooses to. So it won't look as perfect as the drills, but we're going to try to get close to that. Okay.
Okay.
So that was week 1. Week two, we have a moderate week coming up, a good chance to work on slowing down a bit. We have some stuff at 75%. I'm going to go ahead and just change that to 70 real fast. Oh, the other thing that I was thinking about is I think you're still exploring and figuring out what your max speed truly is. I'm not sure not to your fault, but if you've never trained max speed, then your max speed is maybe unknown. So when we have workouts at 70% or 75%, just go based off of how you feel. Don't try to reel it. The workout will take care of the percentage on its own.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we have something like 8 times 150 and your first three, you feel like you're going 85%, but the workout is for 75%,
Hmm.
just flow. Don't stop yourself. Don't try to go slower than what you think you should be going. Because if you're actually going 85%, then reps five, six, seven, and eight will force you to go slower. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Rather than it being manufactured slowness, and so what I'm saying is you're still exploring and learning that, oh, what I thought was 75% actually was not 75% because I just crushed all these 150s at 75%. Whenever when we figure out what true 75% is like, again,
Hmm.
the beginning will be easy and the end will get a little more difficult, if that makes a lot of sense or any sense at all. We're just
Does.
figuring it out. Yeah. Okay.
What is this app? Is it SKOOL that we're using
Oh
inside
yeah,
of?
school.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Oh
looking
yeah.
for it. I'm on my phone, but I was gonna.
Oh
I
yeah.
was.
Oh, you're on your
Oh,
computer.
well, I'm
Okay.
on my phone, but I was trying to download it to my computer.
Oh, it's
I don't
just a
know why.
website. I'll send you
Oh.
so it's just
Oh. Okay. So it's not
school.com
an app.
backslash speed wheels. It's an app on your phone, and then on the website, it's just a browser, like a website browser.
No, I had sent or from what I can tell right now, what the indoor meets are.
Oh, okay.
I just put that in the chat.
Okay.
But the ones I'm considering, and so like the the final one that I'm thinking of, one is 3 weeks away from nationals, and one is a month away. So I just wanted to get your input on what you think as far as timing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm only going to run one of those two, but
Of the only one of the two. Oh,
of
okay.
the last,
Or
so like
where
if
is Nationals?
Albuquerque,
Albuquerque. So you have Virginia Beach, and then you have Landover.
Maryland.
Close to home is on the 17th. And then Virginia Beach, you have to travel to a bit, but has a racetrack. And Nationals will have a racetrack.
Yes.
Do you have
Yeah.
any other? The Armory will be a racetrack,
Yep.
and you'll run one of the two meets at the Armory as well. So I would probably suggest your indoor opener as planned for the 14th.
Mhm.
I would do the later Armory, so the one on the 8th, if you
Yeah. When I looked at that on second glance,
can.
I don't want to be anywhere near New York near New Year's anyway.
That's a
So
good plan, probably actually.
yeah.
Yeah. And then I would also do the Virginia Beach, even though it's far away, the
Mhm.
practice on the racetrack will make a lot of difference.
Okay.
So that's why I'm choosing that one. Yeah, I would do those.
Okay.
Yeah. This is helpful. by the way. Thank you. Because
Mhm.
as we get closer to the 14th, I will make sure that the week of the 14th is a deload or at least a light week. Same
Okay.
with the 8th. And then that by the time we're at this January 25th, we should be getting into some speed. Yeah, yeah. Well, yes, we will already probably be lighter during that period.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. And so the uh you had mentioned giving me like maybe a 60 and a 200. So like I want to be able to plan that out too. So, you know, which
For you, I would I would like you to do your I would like you to get as many reps of the four on a banked track as possible. So uh, the one in Landover is a bank
that's
track as
flat.
well.
No, no, Landover's flat.
Um, I have to think about that.
Excuse me.
We may not be able to do the 60 based on this schedule.
Hmm.
I would like the 60 to let's see how your training goes and
Okay.
see where like maybe as we continue to train, you won't have as much of a limiting factor in the speed department. Maybe it will be somewhere else. At the moment, I think the lowest hanging fruit is just improving your straight line speed because I,
Right.
with your background, um, once you have like with your background, I think you will almost always have good endurance, better endurance. This is in comparison to so 400-meter runners come in all shapes and sizes, right? You're going to
Mhm.
have people that are 800-meter runners that are slower. I call it foot speed, but just slower speed in general, but they can maintain the speed that they do have for longer.
Right.
And then you're going to have your 100 guys who are much faster and they're just going to die out faster as well. I think you're based on your background and the little assessment that we did week one. I
Hmm.
think you're more on your lowest hanging fruit will be your pure speed, whereas your speed endurance needs a bit less polishing than your pure speed. And that's why I was thinking of a 60 inside of a meet as great training, but we can
Hmm.
still do excellent training inside of our programming where the 60 may not be necessary in terms of being inside of a meet.
Right. Okay.
And with three meets to go before nationals, I'm not sure that it's worth the experiment of running the 60 inside of a meet as opposed to being able to get three chances to run a 400-meter indoor before you go to indoor nationals.
Right.
So
Okay.
so I might change. I not might. I'm changing my opinion on that as we are talking about it right now,
Okay.
which is
All
that
right.
just train. Especially as we get, especially in like January, mid of January, end of January, we're mostly going to be focused on speed training. So whether you need to then go to a meet and do that ultimately depends on how you handle the right. We're right now nothing's timed. As we begin to work on speed and everything, there will be times and we'll know much better. Like, okay, like it's literally impossible for you to run your goal time because your 200 meter is just not fast enough.
Right.
And then in that instance, we adjust and move as necessary. And so maybe this January meet, we're going to go, you really need to have a 60 indoor. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Um, so nothing will be a surprise as far as what pace we're on, as far as what you're expected to run, and then based on that we will adjust it. But I think just looking at the schedule you gave me, we probably won't do a 60 indoor,
Okay.
unless you're like, actually, I really want to get a 60 time, and then it's like, okay, we can figure out where that fits. Um,
Yeah, I'm not
yeah,
pressed
because
for
as the schedule goes,
60 time.
the 60 and the four are, or it's 400 and then the 60 or something like that.
I don't even know because I never planned to run a 60 at nationals for sure, but
Yeah,
and I haven't run one anywhere. So
yeah, I would say we don't need to worry about it. We'll program our speed training in, and we'll use our few chances at an indoor meet to train for like the 400, since that's our
okay.
ultimate goal. Yeah. If you
Yeah.
have like a full season and we're going to multiple meets before we go to nationals, then we have better argument to say like even yeah, the opener could be a good little 60 session, um, 200 session, but we with only 3 reps, we need all of those to be practiced in the 400. And it doesn't make
Okay.
sense to run the four and then have you sit down for 25 minutes while you're waiting for your heat of the 60 to come up. That I wouldn't do that either.
Yeah.
Because I think they're back to back.
I think the way to yeah, I think the 60 is actually first at our meets. I think that's how they
It might be.
yeah, I think it
Uh,
is. From last year, I ran it in Landover last year. I did the 400 and I did the mile because I didn't know what I was doing. So
in the
I
mile,
was just
yeah.
yeah.
Yep. I know what you were doing. You were trying to get faster and stronger as you finish your 400, and you go, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to run more miles. And that's uh,
No, actually I honestly didn't know what I was doing. So um I I had just yeah, November. Yeah, so like 3 weeks before that first meet, because I think the first one last year was on the 8th or so of December.
mhm,
So I had just run the Boston half marathon and then I and so I went in, I did the mile, I did the
yeah.
because I didn't actually before I ran August when I ran my uh the PR the 60.85 I was not only doing like speed. I had probably moved it from like 30/70 because I was still doing like in the summertime I was doing long runs.
Yeah.
I would have been doing to train for a marathon or something. But
Yeah.
and then July I was more focused on
Hmm.
speed and um but I would still do my 5Ks. I'd still do
Hmm.
um yeah, so anyway,
Yeah.
this is the first time I've been focused on speed at
Yeah.
this level.
Yep.
So,
And it's all good. It'll take some getting used to,
mhm.
but it's all fun in my opinion.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
is.
and it explains a lot of the what we saw in the week one strides that we just went over,
Hmm.
right? And then the change that you were able to make very easily, and now we just have to make that the default running mechanism.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Well, yeah, it looks like the 400 and the 60 are um, about an hour and a half apart, honestly, but the 400 first and then the 60, but doesn't matter. Uh, because I'd rather you get ready for the 200 after the 400 and then program in our speed training.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got our week 2, a moderate week coming up. Um, and everything looks good. Don't think
Yeah.
we need to adjust anything at the moment. But
Okay.
always keep me updated on your Achilles. And thanks for staying to the end of this video. If you want personalized coaching, then go ahead and click the link in the description and pinned comment below.